Okay, there we are. All right. I am that, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 1.
Yeah.
The sense of I am. It is a matter of daily experience that on waking up, the world suddenly appears. Where does it come from? Before anything can come into being, there must be somebody to whom it comes. All appearance and disappearance presupposes a change against some changeless background. Before waking up, I was unconscious. In what sense? Having forgotten or not having experienced? Don't you experience even when unconscious? Can you exist without knowing? A lapse in memory, is it a proof of non-existence? And can you validly talk about your own non-existence as an actual experience? You can't even say your mind does not exist. Did you not wake up on being called? And on waking up, was it not the sense I am that came first? Some seed consciousness must be existing even during sleep or swoon. On waking up, the experience runs, I am, the body, and the world. It may appear to arise in succession, but in fact, it is all simultaneous, a single idea of having a body in a world. Can there be a sense of I am without being somebody or other? Questioner. I am always somebody with its memories and habits. I know no other I am. Maybe something prevents you from knowing. When you do not know something which others know, what do? I seek the source of their knowledge under their instruction. Is it not important to you to know whether you are a mere body or something else, or maybe nothing at all? Don't you see that all your problems are the body's problems? Food, clothing, shelter, family, friends, name, fame, security, survival. All these lose their meaning the moment you realize that you may not be a mere body. What benefit is there in knowing that I am not the body? Even to say that you are not the body is not quite true. In a way, you are all bodies, hearts and minds, and much more. Go deep into the sense of I am, and you will find. How do you find a thing you have mislaid or forgotten? You keep it in your mind until you recall it. The sense of being of I am is the first to emerge. Ask yourself whence it comes, or just watch it quietly. When the mind stays in the I am without moving, you enter the state which cannot be verbalized, but can be experienced. All you need to do is to try and try again. After all, the sense I am is always with you. Only you have attached all kinds of things to it. Body, feelings, thoughts, ideas, possessions, etc. All these self-identifications are misleading. Because of them, you take yourself to be what you are not. Then what am I? It is enough to know what you are not. You need not know what you are. For as long as knowledge means description in terms of what is already known, perceptual or conceptual, there can be no such thing as self-knowledge. For what you are cannot be described except as total negation. All you can say is, I am not this, I am not that. You cannot meaningfully say, this is what I am. It just makes no sense. What you can point out as this or that cannot be yourself. Surely you cannot be something else. You are nothing perceivable or imaginable. Yet without you, there can be neither perception nor imagination. You observe the heart feeling, the mind thinking, the body acting. The very act of perceiving shows that you are not what you perceive. Can there be perception, experience without you? An experience must belong. Somebody must come and declare it as his own. Without an experiencer, the experience is not real. It is the experiencer that imparts reality to experience. An experience which you cannot have, of what value is it to you? The sense of being an experiencer, the sense of I am, is it not also an experience? Obviously, everything is an experience, and in every experience there arises the experiencer of it. Memory creates the illusion of continuity. In reality, each experience has its own experiencer, and the sense of identity is due to the common factor at the root of all experience relations. Identity and continuity are not the same. Just as each flower has its own color, but all colors are caused by the same light, so do many experiences appear in the undivided, indivisible awareness, each separate in memory, identical in essence. This essence is the root, the foundation, the timeless and spaceless possibility of all experience. How do I get at it? You need not get at it, for you are it. It will get at you if you give it a chance. Let go your attachment to the unreal, and the real will swiftly and smoothly step into its own. Stop imagining yourself being or doing this or that. And the realization that you are the source and heart of all will dawn upon you. With this will come great love, which is not choice or predilection nor attachment, but a power which makes all things love-worthy and lovable.
Beautiful words. Beautiful words. Very beautiful.
Yeah, that's the book I sent you that never arrived.
Wow. Amazing book. Amazing.
There's 101 of those. I read them every day. I read one every day. And then when I'm done, I start over. And I've done it, I finished it several times. And today I just started again. And coincidentally, this is the one I read this morning.
So how does it feel after you've read it? How do you feel?
Well, it depends on the day. I think that, I was reading a lot of spiritual stuff. I read this maybe for the first time about 15 years ago. And I was reading a lot of spiritual stuff, and some of it was hitting and some of it wasn't. And it started to feel like studying.
Yeah.
But I found like, when I read this, it brought me to the right place,
Exactly.
And there wasn't anything additional I felt like I needed to learn. I felt like I really needed to study this. So I just started reading it over and over. So each day it keeps it in mind, or out of mind, I guess. And each day it takes me much, much deeper,
Yeah.
First I started reading them all the way through. Then I started taking random number generator. You know what that means? And then reading a random one each day until I read them all, So if I get 56, I won't hit 56 again until I go all the way through.
Oh, wonderful.
In order to just have some happenstance in terms of how it matched the day,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more meaningful every time I read it. I remember it, each and every one. I remember little things about each and every one every time I read it. Like,
So after reading a sentence, you like maybe a paragraph, you just sit with that and
no, I read the whole chapter and then I meditate. So I read the whole chapter and then I meditate. Sometimes, sometimes they're dense. This was a short one. They're usually a lot longer. So sometimes, particularly in the beginning, it was hard for me to get everything that he was saying. So I'd have to read it sometimes a couple times. But sometimes certain lines just really hit.
Yeah.
It is enough to know what you are not. You need not know what you are. For so long as knowledge means description in terms of what is already known, perceptual or conceptual, there can be no such thing as self-knowledge. For what you are cannot be described except as total negation. All you can say is, I am not this, I am not that.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, really, what you are, as I always say, is indescribable. You cannot say exactly at the time and this. Even saying that wholeness is it's a concept. Those are just words. When that imagination of being somebody seems not to be there, to say there's just wholeness is just a concept. It's just meaningless. Really, what you are, the closest word that can almost describe is nothingness. Because really, talking right now seems to be going on, but there is no actual somebody who's talking. There is no reference point. So even these words are just sounds. They're just sounds, and they're given a label that it's talking, and they're also given a meaning that this sound means that, means this and that. Like in the case of a bird chirping, there's no meaning there. That's why we don't pay attention, because it's just birds chirping. You don't even notice that if the bird is chirping. It's just because it's meaningless. But if it were to be given a meaning, then it will mean something. Then they will pay attention. So talking is just the sound. It doesn't mean anything.
You don't think the chirping means something to the birds?
Unless there's a meaning, it's given a meaning.
I think it means something to the birds. I think it means things like, I am hungry, or watch out, or I'm over here, or let's make babies, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it may mean something when there's that meaning that is given to it. Then if there's no meaning, like for instance, if these characters never went to just to study the language, to be familiar with the language. If these characters were put into a certain place where they grow up just by themselves, and then they were brought when they are old to this world, they will just listen to words, or they will just listen to sounds, hear sounds, but they wouldn't understand. They wouldn't know the meaning. So
Dogs. I like dogs looking at it.
exactly, yeah. So really, right now there's just uh, this. That's why in most cases we say this, because it's just nothing here. It's nothing. There's nothing to be seen, to be held, there's nothing to talk about, really. Because, we can talk about something that was given a label, like when you see a screen, the word screen is just a label. But in itself, it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. What you are cannot be pointed to, cannot be described, cannot be seen. Yet everything appears in it and disappear. What you are remains the same, doesn't change. So the changeful may happen, may change, may happen, and there may be an attention that is given to the changing, and then an identification may arise. You say, "Oh, I'm seeing this and that," but there's just an appearance also in this unchanging thing. So what you are is changeless. It remains the same. It doesn't have anything to say about what's appearing and disappearing. It's just there, watching, without interest, formless, empty, with no reference point. So right now, there is no Charles. I don't see Charles. There's no Charles at all. There's just this image here, but it's empty. There's no somebody in it. And here as well, there's no somebody. Well, if it's said that this is Nkosi, okay, this may in a way accept it, but it's not true. It's not true at all. So really what you are doesn't have anything to say. It's not doing anything, it's not waiting. It's just formless and empty. Well, the activity may seem to happen in it. It may seem as if there's doing, happening, going there, fixing this and that. But the background is not doing anything. So at times you may say you are doing, but not doing. You are talking, but not talking. You're walking, but not walking. Smiling, but not smiling. I don't know if you
Yeah, of course.
resonate with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Because really, in actual fact, there isn't anything that is happening at all.
Last night, I don't know why, but my stomach started to burn. And, add some fresh peppers, maybe that was it. I don't know, but really an acidic burn. And I was lying there. I said, whose stomach is it that burns? How is this in any way mine? And it was just like magic, you know. It went from my stomach burning to burning stomach happening, which of course doesn't make any sense, right? That switch doesn't make any sense, but it created distance between me and the pain immediately. And then immediately the pain started to dissipate because I didn't identify with it.
Yes, I love that. Yes, yes, that's how it happens. When you disidentify with the one who says, "Oh, I'm feeling it. It's me. It's me," and then the pain or whatever may be going on, the situation just dissipates. Just right there, dissipates, and then it's gone. But if there's somebody who's identifying with it, then it may seem to prolong. So it may seem to be going on and on and on.
Amplify.
Yes.
The experience amplifies with attention.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the nice way to put it.
Yeah. The attention is
Yes.
actually like just turning the volume up, and everything is like that.
That's true. Even the incurable sickness that may seem to appear in your body, they will say it's incurable. It will be incurable as long as it's given attention. But when you don't pay attention, it just dissipates. It may last 2 days, even a day, even minutes, it's gone. So what appears doesn't last very long. It appears and disappears. But you are not an appearance. Any story may appear. Any story may appear. But when there is no attention, an attention is not given to it, and then it will seem as if it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. That's the highest way to solve problems. Just don't give attention. Don't be there. Don't imagine yourself to be somebody who's a victim. Be neutral. And it will be recognized that there's only neutrality.
There's another line in here that I remember and hits me every time I read it. You observe the heart feeling, the mind thinking, the body acting. The very act of perceiving shows that you are not what you perceive.
Beautiful.
The very act of perceiving shows that you are not what you perceive. That's really clear to me.
Yeah, it's very clear. The body, in a way, is perceived. So we are not the body.
Right.
The one who says, I'm Charles, is perceived. Then you cannot be Charles. When you say, yesterday I did that, it is immediately seen as it happens. That's background where that appears and it's seen. That's what you are. And not an appearance. It can never be an appearance. Yes, the sense of perceiving. It shows that you are not what you perceive. Those words. Beautiful words.
I know you dig this book. If I have to read it to you myself.
I love it. Love it. Because it says exactly. I know I resonate with each and every word that you've been reading.
So this guy was an illiterate cigarette salesman. So my favorite author is an illiterate cigarette salesman. So here he is at about the age of 85. He's got cataracts. You can tell, he's very old there. That was about the time that he said these words, So sharp,
Wow.
so sharp.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And he tells the story of kind of how he came about to this place through the book. So I'll save that for another day. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think next time maybe I will okay, immediately after the session, I will download it. Then we can also read some other things. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry, you cut out for just a second. You'll download it and
Yeah, I will download it and then we'll read other chapters as well.
okay.
Next. Yeah, but right now is where we can continue. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put it in the messenger chat, so you can open it up on your phone, or I'll also put the link there so that you can get it on your computer.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah. I tried to I was thinking that we would have our own account just for this, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So we'll just have to stick them on the other accounts. Oh, okay. There's the PDF. Sorry, I just want to do it so I don't forget. All right, so there's the link too. So how are you? How was your week?
Yeah, my week was beautiful. And then I contacted Martha. Yeah. Then I told her that before she leaves, I want to just to see her, to say goodbye. And then she said she will make arrangements for us to meet. Yeah.
No, good.
Yeah. Yeah. And yesterday was in another session with the lady from Argentina. I think it was 9 p.m. Yeah, we had a beautiful session. Yeah.
9 p.m. your time.
Yeah, 9 p.m. my time.
So that's pretty late because it's like 3 a.m. your time now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we finished. It was around 10:30. Then I slept, and then you woke me up at 2.
So that's why I woke you up. I see. You were up late. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
let you get away with it.
Yeah.
So are more people reaching out?
Yeah, more people are reaching out. They are like usually people. They're like there are people now that are starting to meet like every week. We talk Zoom, and then if sometimes they have questions. Sometimes they may tell me about the glimpses they had ever since we spoke, and ask questions. Yeah, we have really a beautiful relationship going on.
And are they
Yeah.
inspired by these sessions that we've been recording, or did they hear about you through Michael, or how did they get a hold of you?
Yeah, some they tell me about they love what I said when I was talking to Charles. They mentioned Charles.
There's just no Charles. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, they really love like the lady that I was speaking to yesterday. It was is mainly talking about
Oh, excellent.
our session. Yeah. Then he always view videos of Alice and I, those sessions, and Charles. You know, people are really watching these videos.
Good.
Yeah, really watching these videos. But it's sometimes it's amazing, you know. You may find out a person from Sweden is watching a video, you know, just really something that you can't see, really imagine that can happen. Some they won't even mention, some they just watch. Then after some time watching those videos, they will suddenly contact me and
Through
tell me
YouTube?
that, oh, I've been watching these videos for quite some time.
They
Yeah.
contact you through YouTube then?
No, they will send me a message on Messenger.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Messenger. So through Facebook is really probably how they see it most of the time.
yeah, yeah. Facebook. So it's just what's happening. Yeah. So how is everything there? Like uh, the environment around?
So it's quiet. It's quiet. So I wake up and it's quiet. I go downstairs, I put on some water for tea, and I make some tea and eat granola and then read my Nisargadatta. I either do it in my living room, which is quiet, sometimes listening to music, or I go outside. I've got a swing outside and a huge grass lawn and three neighbors, which I almost never see. So beautiful outside. And then I go out
Mm.
in the forest outside my house, and there's a little clearing. And I bring a little wicker chair there and I meditate out. And the trees around me are like 60, 70 feet tall, all around me. And they're just beautiful. There's so many shades of green, different looking every morning. Almost never can hear hardly anything else besides frogs and cicadas and birds. You know, very, very little wildlife, few birds, few squirrels, but almost nothing. Just trees just swaying.
Wow.
Rains about every day. And I, come up to this room that's quiet. I've got this big desk that I just built myself. It makes it so that the computer is perfect, and I've got the keyboard underneath. And then I have 3 hours alone where I'm not on the same time zone as any of my office mates, and I can write and I can think about my work, you know.
Yeah.
And then noon, everybody gets up in California, and then it's 5 or 6 hours of solid meetings and working and talking about what I've been doing in the morning and stuff that's fun too. And then I stop and I go downstairs and make dinner and it's quiet. And the air is thick and wet. It's it's really humid here, which is just so good for my sinuses and my brain and it's very simple. It's very simple. I went from living in a town with about 10 million people, Los Angeles, to living in a town with about 10,000 people.
Wow. It's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference in just everything, the way life works,
Yeah.
And if we need to go anywhere, then it's a long drive, and the drive is down roads with huge trees on all the sides. If it's on the highway, there's huge trees, and if there's not on the highway, there's huge trees, right? And you just drive through those beautiful trees. And sometimes if it's not on the highway, it's on the back roads, then you have to watch out for deer, because big ass deer will just walk out in the middle of the road and stare at you. They go like this. Your car. It's and sometimes they're so still you think they're like a statue or something. Like, oh, someone's got a deer statue in their lawn, and then all of a sudden they move a little bit. They're really gorgeous. Yeah. And I have everything I need. I have everything I want. So it's a lot of time to just diminish the package, diminish the character.
Yeah.
And just be.
Yes.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. There's no character already.
Right.
That's the good news.
Just to notice that. Taking time to notice that.
Yeah. So if I say it's timeless, there's no time. When something is immediate, effortless, and obvious. So it's right here. Not even a second is required. Something that was never there, it cannot disappear because it was never there in the first place. Not even zero. Even before zero.
Null. Call that null in mathematics. Not even zero. Just nothing.
The little dot movement is already happening in it. A little dot movement that wants to get, even before that appears, it's already it. It's already there. Not even a split second. Not even a second.
I didn't get what you're saying. A little thought movement. What
of
about
trying to figure out what this might be, or trying to get it. It arises, that thought movement arises in it as it.
Buddhism is just beautiful, but the way that people think about Buddha and nirvana, it's like a badge. Going for that badge. That can be really deceptive.
Yeah.
Can be really deceptive. Something to obtain. Got the
Yeah,
badge already. You just have to notice the badge.
Exactly. Maybe a thought of meditating, wanting to meditate as well can be changed to meditating upon the meditator who's really meditating, who wants to meditate. What is it that wants to meditate? Can it be seen? Can it be held in view? Can it be known? So you're already dead.
This morning, I was sitting there and looking at these trees, and each tree seems to have its own character, its own energy and its own vibration. And I was thinking, well, this is sprung forth from nothing as well, right? And this is ultimately nothing. I guess that's the end of my thought. That's what I was noticing this morning.
Yeah.
I wonder if trees have egos. I wonder if trees notice their own personalities. Probably not.
Yeah, the tree is just effortlessly there without trying to do anything, without trying to grow fruits, branches, not trying to do anything. It's just there, effortlessly, not waiting, not trying to be anything, not thinking. It's just there. When you watch it without uh, labeling it, it's beautiful. It's not even a tree. It's just that's deep silence may seem to arise. And then maybe that's resonance. And knowing appearing. Then when you put a label on it, then it's just an ordinary tree. It's not special, but it becomes beautiful when a label is not there. Everything is beautiful when you don't label it. What seems to be people or human beings, they are all beautiful. They are all okay. There's nothing wrong with anything. So there's just aliveness. No, but nobody's alive. Aliveness appearing as different people. It's like wholeness dancing.
Wholeness dancing, you said?
Yeah, I don't know how to put it, but it's just yeah, it's wholeness. When somebody seems to talk or move, it's just wholeness, move, dancing in that way of talking or movement happening.
I think there's a book, I think, called Emptiness Dancing or something. Emptiness Dancing. Beautiful way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's you can't separate anything. Everything is just one. The talking happening, that seems to be happening there, and the talk and the movement around here is just the same. That's why I always say there is no real you except as a thought. Because it's a thought that says, "Oh, I'm doing this and that," but the background is not saying anything. Is not doing anything. It's not judging a thought. It doesn't say this shouldn't happen. This thought should not appear. That should not appear. No, it's just there watching. As they always say, God is watching us.
Wanted to make sure you're not naughty. I like the line I said, God is closer to you than your own hand. I just love that line. Closer to you than your own hand. What could possibly be closer to you than your own hand? It's closer to you than your own body. Yeah. It's you.
It's you. Yeah. It's closer may create a little separation. It's closer to you. There's a little separation there. So when I
think a lot about that. I think a lot about that. Christianity, always a separation, always a separation between person and God. And I think about the saints and my father, my mother, and those who've got a deep Christian life, who never have that same sense of non-duality. And I think I think it can be very humbling you know,
Yeah.
it's always, they've always diminishing the ego, diminishing the personality, and aware of something that they can feel. That's something that they can feel is the same God, and it's them, but it's always other than them. And other than them means other than the ego, you know? And it seems like that metaphor works better than trying to get your Nirvana badge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not something you're it's not something it's not an award. It's not a
Yeah.
mental exercise. Never a mental exercise for Christians. You know, always humble, always, you know, life in prayer, generosity, diminishing of the self seems to get you there quicker. I mean, I think the Buddhist doctrine is way closer to the truth, but the Christian path is very effective, if
Yeah.
if authentic, you know. Of course, most of them are running around telling everybody else that what they're doing is wrong, but
Every way is beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's just this expressing as that.
yeah,
So everything that may appear is just wholeness appearing. So
yes.
in a story, it may seem as if there's a process, but it's just a story that never even happened. It's all imagined.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah, but this has no story at all. It's storyless. And it is seen or noticed that there's no me, then the whole story becomes an illusion. Everything becomes meaningless in the whole world because this is just a story that never even happened. It's not happening. So Charles and Ghosting just never happened. They don't exist. Because when thoughts are looked for, you can only find them in thoughts. But yet thoughts cannot be found. So they don't exist. There is already no Charles and Ghosting that is talking right now. Those are good news for nobody. That's why I said 2 weeks back, or I don't remember, I said you never moved.
Yeah.
Mm. Even the movement in thought is imagined because the thought cannot be found. Because the finder itself is already not there. At times when the searching seems to be happening, the imagined searcher when it seems to find what it's searching for, it suddenly disappears without finding. And it's recognized that there wasn't any finder in the first place. So the one searching has never found anything because it disappears all the time. And it's recognized that it's never even appeared. So the disappearance is an illusion. There's no disappearance because it never even appeared. It's a joke. When there seem to be a character, an imagined character, then there will be an imagined God who's in heaven, who's watching the character. But when that character is recognized not having been there, has never existed before, then God as well disappears. So what's left is just this, nothing. You can name it the way you want, doesn't matter. You can say shoelace, cupboard, mouse.
Life.
Exactly. Life, anything, it doesn't really matter because it's already nameless, formless, and empty. So its names are just meaningless. They don't mean anything. It can never be found because everything is it. There is already it. It can never be found because all there is this. All there is it. So there's no process. There's no process. No, no need even to start at zero. No movement. No journey to cover. No distance to cover. Not even a little effort is required. So what seems to be a character is already late. What seems to be the character, even without doing anything, even without trying to search, it's already late. When the character seems to be there, it's already late because this is just already even before the character. An imaginary character is just here. And an advice might be given that's just keep quiet, don't move. It's not that there's a that suggestion is being given to somebody, a real somebody that somebody mustn't know. It's just to give some clarification to itself that you are always that. You are always the unmoving. Stillness. Effortlessly here without being somebody, just nothing. But the thought likes to move, likes to go in a journey. Journeyless journey. As in that book, it was said, you don't need to get it because you are it already. Those are beautiful words.
I think you might have paraphrased. That was the Nkosi version, I think. You should take your auntie to the bus stop. I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she's getting ready. Yeah, yeah, I think you should.
Okay, thank you, Nkosi. This was a wonderful one.
Yeah.
I just wrote down a good title. Good news for nobody.
Yes. No reference point.
That was last week's. Thank you, sir.
Always welcome.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Same to you.